How's it going today, everybody? This is Michael out in Maui. Aloha. So today I wanted to talk about the wind. Where I live here in Maui, it's always windy. You know, the wind's always blowing on the course when you're playing. And I notice a lot of times that the guys here all throw the same disc, you know, if it's windy or not windy. You know, they're always throwing the exact same disc, you know, no matter what the wind is doing. So the thing about the wind and the, you know, what you want to pay attention to, you know, one, obviously the angle the wind's blowing, you know, right to left, you know, back in, headwind, is it changes the flight of the disc. Because like I said, I watch people here and they'll throw the same disc for a tailwind. They'll throw tailwind and then they'll throw the same disc into the wind. So when you're throwing with a tailwind, if you ever have the wind coming from behind you, it's going to make the disc fly more overstable. So if you throw your disc with some kind of tailwind, it's going to come in and fly more overstable. It's going to want to hook harder with a tailwind. So if you're throwing a hole and you notice like, wow, my disc is flying really overstable for some reason on this hole, you know, pay attention to what the wind's doing, because like I said, any kind of tailwind makes the disc fly more overstable. And then, you know, the same thing when you're throwing into a headwind. You know, if you're going to throw your disc into the headwind, it does the opposite. It makes the disc more understable. So that's, you know, times when you throw your disc and all of a sudden it flips on you and flies off to the right, you know, the disc flipped because the wind has made it more understable. So those are two things you got to pay attention to when you're playing. You know, if you're throwing back into the headwind, you got to make sure you throw a disc that still is going to land forward or hyzer, and you're not going to have it flip on you. And if you're throwing a tailwind, you know, you got to throw a disc that's not as overstable, because it's going to become more overstable with the tailwind. So just some thoughts, you know, because like I said, here I'm always changing up my disc depending on what the wind is doing. So just something to think about when you're out playing. You know, what's the wind doing? So anyways, this is Michael out in Maui. Aloha. Don't forget to subscribe.